Alright, my people, Punjab 2000 Baja representing here, Kaka Bhaniawala event, tribute event, should I say, at the Tower Ballrooms. It's Friday, May the 15th. The place is slamming, the music's pumping, the people are rocking all over the place, and there's so many Bhangra Punjabi artists here representing today for the man we call Mr. Kaka Bhaniawala, aka Dalvinder Singh. Now, I've actually caught up with a couple of young lads, but they've been on the scene for a few years now, representing the scene. So let's get their view on tonight and see what they're actually doing here. So we've got Mr. Tolly Digital, we've got Mr. Dalvinder Singh, and we've got Dalvinder, I forgot this new guy's name.
Kingsley. Dalvinder Singh, Tolly Digital. That's a link up, Equality Records.
Got Kingsley as well. But you know, we're going to talk about this combination a bit later on. What I want to talk to you guys about as well is tonight, yeah? Kaka Bhaniawala, we all know his tracks. Let's not be, untrue to ourselves. Big artist, distinct voice. When you guys got the news that Kaka Bhaniawala is no longer, because I personally was quite devastated. I couldn't believe it. This was not expected. He was on the road to recovery due to ill health. We'll start with you, Tali. When you heard of the news that Kaka Bhaniawala is no longer with us, what was your first reaction? How did you feel? And did you ever get the opportunity to actually meet the man behind that image?
You know, although I'm a recording artist, I always feel as if I'm a consumer as well. And I buy music and I listen to music. And when I heard that Kaka passed away, it felt devastating because, he was an amazing vocalist. The key and the scale he sang at was amazing. Yeah. Only a couple of people can sing that high. Yeah. And, I've met Kaka a couple of times in India last year, actually. I met him at, the record label, within the Speed Records. I met in the office, but while we were waiting to be, to have our meetings, I had a couple of chats with him, and he's a very humble, nice guy. And, I've been following Kaka since the Yardies days, Kismet Records and stuff. And, he went through a lot of hardship. He had a lot of problems with his label in India. ਉਹਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਠੋਕਰਾਂ ਖਾਧੀਆਂ ਵਿਚਾਰੇ ਨੇ ਐਂਡ ਇਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਵੀ ਹੁਣ ਉਹਦਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਮੌਕਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਹੁਣ to shine and his time was cut short, unfortunately, and it's a very big loss to the industry because he was a very good artist. He was a very humble person, and the main thing is he was a hit maker. These days, people, especially in the UK, they proclaim themselves as hit makers, but Kaka was undoubtedly, an original hit maker. Sharti Ashki, Sanewal Chong, Daru Pike, many other songs. He was an amazing vocalist.
We're going to bust over to Dalvinder. Dalvinder, again, to the same question. When you actually got about the news about Kaka, because I'm sure as a singer yourself, a kalakar, he must have quite an influence on you. When you heard that, what went through your mind? How did you feel? And just tell me the impact it had, and more so also what you actually learned from him maybe as a singer when you heard his tracks, his Chiraya Tarai, etc.
When I heard, the devastating news of Kaka Bhaniawala when he passed away, it was, as a vocalist, it was very, very emotional because he was at his point. He was at that kind of level where it was his time to shine. Not saying that he wasn't a huge impact on the market, but his yeah. Now, to me, it was like devastation that, how could God do this to a person who in his vocals, in training, how he's learned the trade, how he learned how to sing, how he learned how to progress his voice at such high tones. God would take that away from him. But you know what? That's going to happen at the end of the day. That devastating news for me as an artist, for me as an icon, me as an artist, to see him as a rising icon. Yeah. I mean,
what did you actually find amazing about when you heard his voice? You're just going to say, just talking about that a bit more.
One thing I found amazing about him was that I actually caught one of his interviews on TV when he first came, and he did well on his Sanewale Chonk, I think it was, on Daru Pike. I saw one of his interviews on TV, and when he was talking and he was so soft and relaxed. The way his tone was, he was talking and very humble. But his tone of voice was very it was deep. It was I'm going to talk. This is what my life is about. His very tone, a humble tone, very soft tone. And then the presenter asked him, "Can you sing one of your lines from his song, and straight away, without no expression on his voice, he hit that top note on his, and that voice came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I mean, for me, that was it's like a miracle that happens.
Yeah, of course.
You know, it's like someone's talking and straight away that amazing voice comes out.
Yeah.
That was one thing that really took me by Kaka. And I'm telling you, I'm not just saying this because everybody who's interviewed is going to say the same thing, but I truly feel that he was going to make huge marks.
As an artist, what would you say that we should learn from this day? Yeah, we know he had ill health. We know he was on medication. He's on the road recovery.
You know what?
But what should we learn from that?
There's a lot of stories. Look, it's you know, in our Indian community, if something happens to someone, लोगों ने जितना सो गल्ला कहनी है भाई आ सी ओदे बारे से ना. But at the end of the day, right, whatever happened, और abdi likhi si, whatever was going to happen to him was going to happen. Now, a lot of people said that he was ill because of a certain reason, or was ill because of another reason. He shouldn't have done that. But you know what? At the end of the day, right, he left our music industry, and he left because God told him it was his turn to go. Now, it was a huge impact on the industry. You know, me as an artist as well. I mean, look around us. We've got such a huge crowd here today, and not just the public. We've got every single artist you can think of has turned up here.
Yeah.
You know, to offer their services free of charge. Why? Because they want to raise funds and send them to his family, to his wife and his kids. He had dreams. I heard his interview as well. He had dreams that he was going to send, you know, his children to private school, send them so high because he wants them to achieve something in life. And you know, he didn't get that time to do that. So we're here to help raise some money and send it to his family.
Looking forward